guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nautica and I'm starting this playlist called Videos Y'all Never Asked For. This is going to be the first video that I put on this playlist. So you've seen in the title, I'm telling you guys my birth story. And this video is not to like shame anyone if your labor went a different way, if it was longer, whatever, it doesn't matter. You still gave birth to a human being. You grew a human being in your body, and it's whichever way it went, that's the way it was supposed to go. So this video is not to put anyone down, like praise that I had a great birth, or a natural vaginal birth, or anything like that. You guys know what I mean. But yeah, so this is just to share my story. If you want more details of anything, just leave it down in the comments, or yeah, in the comment section. Yes, let's get started. I'll put little videos and pictures and stuff in to begin the story. Um I had a pretty normal pregnancy. I guess I can say I had no complications except for when I went to go get my anatomy scan at I don't know how many weeks. Whenever you get your anatomy scan, shoot, like 20 weeks. I don't know. I don't remember. And I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but I went for my anatomy scan, and I guess they said they wanted to do a second one like a week later, just to make sure that um everything was okay, just because on the anatomy scan they saw that the placenta, like where the umbilical cord attaches to the placenta, like this is the placenta, this is the umbilical cord, it's supposed to attach in the middle, but mine was attached to the bottom, like the side. um yeah, so the bottom, it was attached to the bottom instead of the middle, so the baby doesn't get as much nutrients as it should. But she was getting perfect nutrients, because in the end they were like, oh, everything's fine, she's 2 weeks ahead, she's measuring 2 weeks ahead, so big baby anyways. But yeah, I was a little nervous because they said that. Okay, I just had to make sure it was still recording, because Lord, I'm not gonna talk for 20 minutes for no reason. I've already tried to record this like 2 other times. So anyways, I was like further along, like I said, normal pregnancy except for that little bump that I had, that they had to recheck, whatever. So when I got to 38 weeks, I had an appointment on Thursday. You know, you're going every week at this point. 38 weeks, my ankles were swollen, feet were swollen. Um, I was going to dance competitions, walking and everything. Like, the only pain that I really had was in my lower back and my butt. Whew, Lord, yeah. So 38 weeks, I had an appointment on a Thursday. You're going every week at this point, so it was at 11:30. I think it was at 11 because I have lunch at 11:30 to 12. But yeah, 11 o'clock, I had my appointment. I'm bringing my hospital bag everywhere I go at this point, because I'm like, don't know when she's gonna decide to come, because I guess you're supposed to start bringing it. That's what I heard, anyways. So I started doing it. Good thing I started doing it, because little did I know that day she was gonna be here, or the day after. Anyways, I went to my appointment and I told them about my ankles, my feet swollen. They could see, obviously, I couldn't even barely put my shoes on. But a week prior, she had checked, and I was 1 centimeter. I was 1 centimeter for like a week or two at that point. So, yeah. So I went to my appointment and they checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was actually high. Didn't have high blood pressure my whole pregnancy. Every time they checked my blood pressure, it was fine. So this was a alarming thing. Um, so they told me just to wait a few minutes, stand up, do whatever, and they're gonna check my blood pressure again, because it could have just been, me walking into the office or something. But they checked me like 2 or 3 other times, and it was high, like it was high. So they made me go to the hospital. My doctor's office is right at the hospital anyways. All you have to do is walk out and go to the other building next to it. So that's what I did. It took me about 20-30 minutes to walk over there. And then once they got me in and checked my blood pressure, it was still high. So they took my blood to check my blood. And um, I don't even think the results came back for that, but they ended up being like, okay, so you're 38 weeks and we're gonna induce you. I was like y'all think I got preeclampsia or something? Like, Lord help me. I got nervous. I got scared. Everything. I was happy. I was like scared because I was only 38 weeks, but I was like, I mean, she's full term, anyways, measuring ahead. So I was like, okay, okay. I thought the day would never come, honestly. Okay, so they were like, we're gonna induce you. I was like, okay. Snapped into baby's gonna be here today or tomorrow mode. So I was in that room, like at the ER, like I don't know what they call it. It was a room that's like a temporary room. So I was in that room. So we walked from that room to where I was gonna be in labor at, or being induced at. Um, so walked over there. I put my gown. Well, I took a little shower, I guess, with the soap they give, and then put my gown on. And then my mom ran and got me Chick-fil-A because she said that you're not going to be able to eat once they start the inducing medication, which was Pitocin. So my mom went and got me Chick-fil-A. She came back, she brought up my hospital bag and the baby's bag. Um, I tried to eat a few chicken nuggets, a few fries, couldn't do it. I mean, I ate a few, but I had no type of, what is it called? Lord, I can't think of it right now. So I was not hungry. I was not hungry. I was hungry, but I was not hungry. My adrenaline was rushing and all of that, so couldn't eat. Um, Ended up laying down and they put the IV in. They had to do a bag of IV before the Pitocin. So I did a bag of IV that took like 1 or 2 hours. Um, Maybe like 1 hour, probably exaggerating. So 1 hour of IV, and then they started the Pitocin around like 5 at this point. It was 4 or 5. So then they told me to try to sleep because I'm not gonna be able to sleep once stuff starts getting intense. So I tried to sleep, couldn't sleep. Things didn't start kicking up or kicking off. I had no pain at this point. Things started to take off around 7, 8-ish. It took a few hours for the Pitocin to kick in, honestly. So I was bouncing on the ball, living my pregnant life before it ended. um, yeah, so I was talking to my family. I was bouncing on the ball, walking around, trying to, get something moving in here. Um, Trying to speed up the process, but I had no pain until about 7, 8. Then they decided to move me from the room I was in to another room, but this room was bigger and better, and it gave me the view of the fireworks from Disney, y'all. That was like the icing on the cake. I was like, oh, this is so nice. This was so nice. So, like, I don't think nobody.
Oh, wow. I see them.
I don't think nobody knew how special that was for some reason, but that's like a That's like one of my favorite parts of my being in labor. I don't know. I don't even know why. I don't even know how to explain it to y'all. It's like so special. For the fireworks to just go off while I'm in labor in the hospital bed, and I could just see fireworks going off in my window. Like it was insane. I was like, wow, such timing. Felt like that was like the universe being like, okay, baby's coming and like celebration. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, yeah. So that happened, and then like I had a few cramps. Like it was getting like I had really bad period cramps at that point, like 8 or 9 ish, really bad period cramps. Um, and then around like 11 is when it got real bad. Um, I couldn't do anything but breathe at that point. Um, it wasn't like unbearable, but it was almost there. Like it was almost there. I had no pain medication, so she gave me this gas, or I don't even know if it was gas. I think it was gas, but it's like a mask you put on, and like it's a new thing that they have out. I don't even remember what the junk was called, but she gave me that, and I would use that a little bit here and there. But she was like, "Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it." What? I ain't no addict, but I'm just kidding. She was great. I loved my nurse. Well, the nurse that I gave birth with, because I had three nurses. After like 11, maybe like 12, one up the dosage around that time, I think. And around 2 or 3, she checked me again. I was 5 or 6 centimeters at that point. Um, I was progressing, but kind of slow, but kind of fast. Depends on what you think fast is, and depends on what you think slow is. But the pain was pretty bad, like worse than period cramps, but not unbearable. Um, I'm I'm kind of questioning the epidural at this point. Kind of not. I'm still like, I don't want to be a sissy. I don't want to be a sissy and get the epidural because I had no pain medication. So it's like, still no. Um, she was checking me every hour. I was at like a standstill when I was at 6 centimeters, I think. I was 6 centimeters for a little minute, maybe 2 hours, honestly. So from like 2 or 3 to like 4 o'clock, I was 6 centimeters. So I was like, I kind of want that epidural. Not gonna lie to you, but yeah. So I was like, give me the epidural. Just give me the epidural. You can't go to the bathroom after that. So I went to the bathroom before um that, of course, and um I did sit on the toilet for a little minute. The nurse came in and was like, "Are you okay?" Open the door. "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" "Yes, everything's fine. Can I use the bathroom?" "I'm fine." Like, um, and so they gave me the epidural because the pain was unbearable at that point. Or at 4 o'clock, it was unbearable. So I got the epidural, and then um, it took a little minute for it to kick in. Once I had the epidural in, she put me in this position, right? I was laying on my side with a pillow, or it was like a balloon or something in between my legs, like between my thigh area. So it like had my legs open, but I was laying on my side. She said that it helps. It's helped a lot of her patients within like with like speeding up the process, and like you know, you know, just like relaxing your pelvis. I don't know, but somehow that thing worked because 10 minutes later, I was ready to push. I was like, I can't stop myself from pushing right now. Like, she crazy. So I had the epidural in for 10 minutes, could you not? And I was ready to push. So I was pushing. And then next thing you know, pooped on myself. I was like, I was so afraid of that. I was so afraid of that. That's why I barely ate the Chick-fil-A. I did that. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She came with the napkin. She's like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm in a pushing position, by the way. Legs wide open. Sister's staring at the wall and the window. And I'm like, turn around. Don't look over here. Like, nobody look. But yeah, so. Because she was like, okay, let's try to push and see what happens. The doctor wasn't even in there yet. I pushed again and again. So I'm like, Lord help me, Lord help me. So that happened. At that point, I'm like, get her out of me, please, because I'm embarrassing myself. I felt like I was, but she's like, it's okay, everyone. It happens to everybody. You're fine. Um, she was very reassuring. I love that nurse. Like I said, Um, but yeah, so that happened. The doctor came in and was like, okay, I think I did like two other pushes and she was out. Like, it was crazy. Like, I only pushed for about 7 minutes. Like, I have a video of my nurse saying, you poop. You pushed for like 7 minutes, girl. Like, I was like so proud of myself. But yeah. Well, you pushed for, like, I pushed like 4 or 5 times and she was out. Two before the doctor got there and like three, I don't even know the actual numbers, but it was short. Like, it was like this. But I'm thankful that it happened that way. She came at 5:05 a.m. weighing 7 pounds 4 ounces. 7 pounds 4 ounces. And I'm thankful for my baby. um After, I think I tore like a 1 degree or something. It was a little tear, just because she came so fast. Had no complications afterwards. The placenta came out perfectly fine. So I was only in labor for like, let's see, I got to the doctor at 11. They induced me at 4. Yeah, they induced me at 4 or 5 p.m. and then she came at 5:05 a.m. I was only in labor for about 12 hours. It took me a minute to be able to walk again. I really couldn't walk. They put me in this wheelchair where I had to stand up, but kind of lean in. Like, it was a weird chair to go to the bathroom. Because I could like barely feel my legs. Like, I could stand, but I could not walk. But yeah, the after was fun. Honestly, I loved after. After all the pain and stuff was gone, like I could hold my baby. I held her through the hospital. They pushed me in a wheelchair through the hospital, and that was like, I love that. Like, I wish I could do it again, honestly. Hopefully I can do it again one day. But I love my baby. She was perfectly healthy, perfect baby. Yeah, aftercare was, I guess, normal. That's all I have for you guys today. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you like this video, and turn on your post notifications so you know when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.